Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you a reading vlog. Guys, it is 6:30 almost on Thursday the 22nd of February. Welcome to a new vlog. I've got to do this clip really quickly because I need to get out the door. I'm actually running a little bit late, but I want to give you guys a really quick update. So I didn't get any more read of Hungry Hill last night, and then during the day today, I only read 50-ish pages, so I'm on page 253 of this, so I'm only just at halfway, and I had originally wanted to finish this tomorrow, but that's seeming unlikely at this point. And I also was listening to an audiobook today. That audiobook is Lie to Me by J.T. Ellison, and I'm currently, how far through that am I? I'm 68% of the way through that, so I'll finish that off tomorrow, definitely. That's a thriller that I'm enjoying. It gives me a lot of Gone Girl feels. Just the way it's written and the type of storyline is very Gone Girl to me. And I'm enjoying that, so I'll definitely get that finished tomorrow. I have to head out now. I'm going to a show with Shakara at the Adelaide Fringe Festival tonight, which I'm really excited about because I haven't been to anything at the Fringe yet. So yeah, I'm headed out to that now, and I'm running really late, as I mentioned, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, it is currently 5:40 p.m. on Friday the 23rd of February. I'm just home from work for another week, yay. I haven't got very much reading done since I last spoke to you. I think I've literally read a chapter since I checked in last night, because as I mentioned, when I checked in quickly last night, I went to a show last night, so I didn't get home till quite late, and then obviously I had work today, and I didn't get very much read during the day. So I'm literally now on page 272 of this, so I'm still only just barely over halfway. Originally I'd wanted to finish this today, but that's not going to happen, so that's a bit disappointing. But I did complete the audiobook today for Lie to Me by J.T. Ellison. So I don't think I gave a synopsis yesterday because I was in a hurry. So this is a psychological domestic thriller that's about, basically, this man gets home one day and finds a note on the counter from his wife basically saying that, you know, she's leaving, not to look for her, blah, blah, blah. But then he starts to, you know, worry that something's happened to her, and he knows he'll be a suspect with the police, and he knows that money's gone missing, and they've had a very hard, tumultuous time within their relationship. They've recently suffered the death of their infant child who died from SIDS or cot death. So they're going through a hard time, and then it just kind of goes through, you know, your kind of thrillery aspects. So I think I mentioned yesterday, so this did give me quite like Gone Girl vibes. I don't like comparing books to other books. Like, I hate when everything like, this is the next Gone Girl. I don't mean in terms of that it's the next Gone Girl. I just mean in terms of the plot. Having the whole, the wife is missing, and then the husband's left, and he's obviously going to be suspected of having harmed the wife, just in that kind of way. I did enjoy this, particularly at the start. It was very, like, suspenseful, and, like, it's quite typical to me of thrillers that they draw you into the story pretty quickly and get you really, like, entranced with, you know, who's going on, who did this, what did this. I will say that both of the main two characters that are kind of in this, the man and his wife, are both very unlikable, which again is pretty typical of thrillers. Like, right near the start of the story, he compares his wife to a thoroughbred horse. So right from the get-go, I was just like, ugh, on this guy. So yeah, like I said, not likable main characters at all. For me, I enjoyed kind of the first half of this much more than the second half. It had, like, you know, your very typical kind of twisty-turny stuff going on in your psychological thriller, but it just kind of went a bit over the top for me in the second half. And I guessed who, like, the, like, kind of main, like, culprit or whatever was, like, pretty early on. Like, to me, it was, like, pretty obvious, but I do tend to guess a lot, so that doesn't necessarily take away from my enjoyment. But for me, where a lot of thrillers lose me is on the motivations, and I wasn't in love with, like, the motivations in this story. But overall, it was fairly enjoyable. Like, I enjoyed the, like, ride of reading it, which is generally what I enjoy about thrillers. But it definitely wasn't, like, a groundbreaking, thriller for me. And yeah, so that's probably all I've got to say about that. In the end, I gave it 3.5 stars. So like I said, it was enjoyable. It just wasn't great. I don't have anything going on tonight. My sister's not coming around tonight. I was supposed to originally have a video edited last night and then uploaded this morning on my channel, but I ended up going to that show with Shakara, which we decided really like we literally just decided when we were at work that we were going to do that. So I now missed getting that uploaded, so I really want to try and get a video uploaded tonight. But I'm pretty tired and my energy levels are pretty low, so we'll see if that even happens. But that's probably all I've got to say for tonight. I'll probably check in with you guys at some point during the day tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Hello. It is 11 a.m. on Saturday, the 24th of February. So it's another week, another library car park update. I once again went to the library for my usual weekly trip. I actually had 4 books that had all come off hold during the week that I had to pick up. So I've done that. It's pretty gloomy weather today. The temperature's not too bad. It's pretty mild, but it's just like generally really overcast and grey and a bit like drizzly. I was actually going to take my car through the car wash today, but it's drizzly, so I don't want to take it through the car wash, so I probably won't end up doing that. And I don't have anything going on at all today or tonight. So I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done. So I read a little bit of Hungry Hill last night, but not too much. I think I'm on page 314-ish. So I've still got about 200 pages. I think it's 516. So basically got 200 pages left to go. And I would love to get that finished today because I'm so far behind where I wanted to be with my reading this month. It's just been like so busy with work, and I haven't been feeling well at different times. It's just generally been like a shitty time for reading. So I'd love to get that finished, or at least a big chunk of that 200 pages done today. I don't think I've got anything else to say, but I will definitely talk to you guys again probably tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Hi, it is, excuse me, I haven't used my voice yet today, 10 past 8 a.m. on Sunday, the 25th of February. I thought I'd give you guys a quick reading update because I'm not sure how much time I'm going to have to read or film today. I'm going, once again, my niece is playing in a pre-season soccer thing. I'm actually being picked up in about less than 10 minutes to go watch her in that, and my brother is playing again this afternoon as well, so I'll most likely be going along to that as well. And last weekend I ended up out the whole day, so I thought I'd film this clip now. So guess, that was really close up, I apologize. Guess who finished Hungry Hill last night? Finally! I had been reading this book for so long. It was taking me so long to get through. I'm so glad I finally finished it. I had about 40 or 50 pages still left to go when I went to bed last night, and I was just like, I can't have this book be like hanging over me for another day. I have to finish this before I go to bed. So I pushed through and I finished it. This is my least favorite Daphne du Maurier book by a long, long way. So this, on the back of the book, and like when you read the synopsis about it, it makes it seem as though this is going to be focused on a feud between two families, basically over some land that one family previously owned the land and now another family owns it and has like put a mine on the land, and this previous family is just really resentful. And that is kind of in there, but it's really not the focus of the story. This really just focuses on the family who currently own the land and all the kind of trials and tribulations of that family through several generations. I think we get 4 generations in there, so it does cover quite a period of time. It starts, let me just check. It starts in 1820 and it finishes in 1920, so we're literally getting like a 100-year kind of time period. And parts of it were interesting. Like I didn't mind the parts about like how people like hold on to these grudges and how it can be passed down through generations, and by the time like you get to a couple of generations down the line, those people aren't even clear as to why they're really holding this grudge anymore, but it still can be like so prevalent in their lives. I found that part kind of interesting, but overall this was just to me kind of dull and kind of depressing. Like, there's so much like shit that happens to this family, and you know, so many of them like die a lot younger than they should. And well, I mean, I know that happened a lot like back, you know, kind of in this time period anyway, but it's still like, you know, is hard to read. And the relationships between so many of them are like not great relationships, and it was just like sad and depressing. And overall, I just really didn't love this. I only gave this 2 stars, which is amazing when you think about Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier is one of my favorite books of all time. And I have enjoyed My Cousin Rachel, I've enjoyed Jamaica Inn, I've enjoyed Frenchman's Creek. This is definitely my least favorite of hers. But I was reading some other reviews of it on Goodreads, and that seemed like a pretty across the line opinion that a lot of people don't love this one by Daphne du Maurier. So I do still think that I'll pick up some others by her, but yeah, not my favorite. So I did finally finish that last night, and I will be next moving on to, whoa, another close-up. P.S. I Still Love You. I don't know what of this I'll get to today because, like I said, I'll probably be out most of the day, but I will at least start on this tonight before I go to bed, and I'm really excited to move on to this sequel and kind of see where our story is going with Lara Jean, because as I mentioned, the first book was like, to me, left off like really unresolved. So I'm really excited to kind of see where this one goes, because this is just so cute and fun. And I think that I really need this kind of cute and fun after the kind of really dull, long, wordy, depressing book that was Hungry Hill. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this. I don't think I've got anything else to say. Like I said, I'll be out most of the day today probably. I'm just glad to finally have that book under my belt, and I'm hoping that at a bare minimum I'll get this finished before the end of the month, which is totally doable. There's still like 4 entire days, including today, left of the month, so I will definitely finish this, because I think this one's a little bit shorter. It feels a little bit shorter. How many pages is this one than the first one? Yeah, this one's only just over 300 pages, so, and if it's anything like the first one with how quick and easy to read it was, I will get through this very, very quickly. So that would be great if I could get at least this one finished before the end of the month. And I do have another audiobook that's already come in that I'll be able to listen to tomorrow at work. So hopefully I can get a couple more books under my belt before the February reading month ends. But I will definitely talk to you guys probably when I get home from work tomorrow. I was actually thinking that soon, Daylight Savings ends here actually a lot later than I thought. We've got all of March still to go, because Daylight Savings I think finishes on 1 April. But I was thinking after that we may have to go to me filming clips like in the morning maybe before I leave for work, which is going to be hard because if I'm running late, like it's going to be hard to do. But otherwise, by the time I get home from work, the sun's going to be gone and we're just going to be getting shitty lighting in like every clip, and I hate the shitty lighting clips. So we'll have to see what I can work out for that. But if I'm getting up at the 5 a.m., if I manage to stick to that kind of routine, then hopefully I can get... Anyway, this is like really preempting. Like I said, I've got like all of March before Daylight Savings even ends. But yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow when I get home from work most likely. Bye, guys. Hi guys, it is Monday the 26th of February. It is 5:30 p.m. I've just got home from work. I had a bit of a crazy morning this morning. The old 5 a.m. wake up did not go to plan this morning. My alarm went off and I must have just turned it off. I don't really have any recollection of it, but the next thing I knew, I woke up and it was 8:10. And I'm normally at work by 8. So, that was fun. I ended up not getting to work until almost 10, so I was almost 2 hours late, which was just spectacular. But apart from that, my day went okay. I actually got a lot more reading done yesterday than I had anticipated. I got a bit of reading done between my niece's soccer game and my brother's soccer game, and a bit done in the evening, etc. So I was on about page 123, I think it was, of P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. And then I don't even know how I managed it, but somehow today I finished this book. On the bus on the way home, I read the last little bit of it and I'm done with this already. I really enjoyed this. I think I enjoyed it equally as much as the first one. This one had some great commentary in it on the double standards between girls and boys, and, you know, the kind of typical double standards in that, you know, if someone is shown to have, you know, some kind of wild sexual encounter, so to speak, that when you're the girl, you are perceived to be a slut and things of that nature. And if you're a guy, it's just like, oh, great, you're such like a, you know, another great conquest for you. And the double standards and things like that. I also really liked how much it showed how love can be scary. Like, it's not, like, obviously it's a happy, like, emotion, but it can be really scary. And I really liked that too. And my feelings on the romance in general have changed a lot since the first book, but I can't really talk too much about that because of spoilers. But I did really enjoy this. I gave this the same rating I gave the first one, which is 3.75 stars. I've really, really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what happens in the third and final book. I did also listen to part of an audiobook today, and it's a longer audiobook, so I'm currently 53% of the way through The Almost Sisters by Jocelyn Jackson. This is a literary fiction that follows a woman who is a graphic novel artist, and she had a one-night stand at a Comic-Con type event with a guy dressed as Batman, and she falls pregnant from that encounter, from that kind of one-night stand encounter. And she is from, like, her family is from the South, and the baby that she's going to have is going to be biracial, and so that's going to be slightly of scandal within her family. And she's worried about telling them, not only because the child's going to be biracial, but that it's from a one-night stand from this man that she doesn't know and doesn't really know anything about. And she travels to tell her family about this pregnancy, but when she gets there, she gets a call about her grandmother, that her grandmother is very ill, and it's been kind of kept from her, and that she's kind of having a mental breakdown, like a dementia-related type of mental breakdown. And so she ends up traveling to where her grandmother lives. I think, it's in Alabama, in a small town in Alabama, and she gets there, and then she kind of is caught up in this secret that she discovers of her grandmother's. And yeah, I'm about just over halfway through. I am enjoying it. It's, I like the writing. This is actually self-narrated. So the author, Jocelyn Jackson, she's actually the narrator of the audiobook. And she does the Southern accents pretty well. I presume that she is probably Southern herself. Well, I say that she does the Southern accents pretty well, me from Australia who, you know, can't really speak to that. But to me it sounds okay. And I'm enjoying that. I'll definitely probably get that finished tomorrow. I have knitting tonight, so I probably won't get anything read like now, and then I'll probably pick up my next book before I go to bed, and get a start on that. I can't remember what my next book is. I know I'm reading something off my Kindle, but I don't know what it is. So I'll have to look into that, but that's about it, I think. I'll probably check in with you guys again tomorrow when I get home from work. So yeah. Hello. It is 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, the 27th of February. I have just got home from work, as per usual. I have got some good reading progress done since I last updated you guys, which I'm really happy with. So first off today, I completed the audiobook for The Almost Sisters by Jocelyn Jackson. So I think I gave the synopsis yesterday, so I won't go over that again, but this book was really, really well written, in my opinion. The only minor issue that I had with the book, basically overall completely, was that there was a little bit of issues with the narration style. Not in terms of the audiobook, but the actual narrator. So the book is told in first person perspective, but there is occasions where we are getting given scenes that the person who is the main character, like the narrator of the book, is not present at. but I kind of got a bit more used to it as the book went on and it started to not really bother me. And with everything that the book had that I loved, it really, for me, was a minor issue. So I'm just trying to pull up a few of the notes that I made on the books so that I can tell you guys what I was thinking. So it just had some great commentary in it. So as I mentioned yesterday, this main character is pregnant with what is going to be a biracial child, and she is from a small town in southern US and like within Alabama, and she speaks, there's some really great commentary in it on racism and privilege and all of those types of things. And I really thought, this is not Own Voices, this is written by a white Caucasian author from what I understand, but the stuff that she would just put into it was so great. She has this whole kind of part in it where she talks about when the main character realizes that there are two different kinds of South, and there's the one that she herself has lived in her whole life, and there is this racist South, and that the two aren't separate from each other, and that just because she hasn't been aware of like kind of this, you know, racism doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And it was just some great stuff in there. And she also acknowledges 100% that she, as a white person, can never understand racism and like what it's like to have someone be prejudiced against you because of the color of your skin, particularly within like a small town in the South, and like the prejudice that can come with. It was really, really, really good. You know, she acknowledges that her son that she's going to have is going to grow up in a completely different world to the one that she grew up in, because she is white and her child will not be white. So it was just some great commentary in there. I just thought the book was really, really well done. There's a few other things that I really liked I probably can't talk about because of spoilers, but I just really, really enjoyed the book overall, and I definitely think it's worth checking out. And I already had a look at this author's, because I believe this is a really recent release of hers, and I've already had a look at her backlist to check out other books of hers, because I've never heard of her, but it seems like she's got quite a lot of books, and a lot of the reviews from people like on Goodreads and stuff are all people who seem to be big fans of her. So I definitely want to check out some of her other books, and I definitely recommend checking that book out if it sounds like something you might be interested in. In the end, I decided to give that 4.5 stars. I thought it was a really, really good read. I also started on my book on my Kindle last night. So the book that I'm reading is Scandal by Carolyn Jewell. This is a historical Regency romance. It is not your typical one that you get I presume that I got this for free on Kindle because it's one of the older books on my Kindle that is from, like I've said before, that time period where I just went completely crazy with excitement and purchased 10 million books that were on there for free. And the majority of those are self-published. And I haven't actually looked into it. I'm not sure whether this book is self-published, but it was nominated for, it was a finalist, I believe, for a Reader Award, which is a very prolific award within the romance genre. And it's definitely a cut above like almost all of the self-published fiction that you find for free on. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with self-published fiction, but with the stuff that you normally find for free, it definitely is better than most of what I have, or that I myself have read. So like I say, it's just kind of, I mean, the storyline's not anything necessarily above what most other historical romances are. It follows a main character who is a widow. I feel like most historical romances that you read where the main character is a widow, you know, she was forced into some marriage of convenience and she loathed her husband and, you know, she's happy to be widowed. That's not really the case in this one. It's that she fell completely in love with this man when she was like 17 and they eloped. And she was a woman of fortune, or a girl of fortune, and he was not. And he ends up basically squandering all of her money, and he's completely like a drunken lounge, getting drunk in London all the time, and has heaps of mistresses, and is sleeping around all the time. So he's awful, but she says that how like in love with him she was, and she's still like grieved by his death and all of that stuff. And so she is a widow, and then the main male character is a person who was a friend of her late husband, and it's kind of about their relationship. And like I said, the writing in it is just a lot better than the writing that I generally see within like free books on Kindle. So I'm really enjoying that, and I'm currently, how far through that am I? So I started it last night, but I only read like 5% last night, and I'm currently 45% of the way through on that. So I don't have anything going on tonight, so I should hopefully get another decent chunk of this, and maybe I could even get this finished before the end of February as well. I do also have another audiobook that's come in, but I'm not sure how long that is, whether I'd be able to get that entire thing read tomorrow or not, but I'll definitely start that tomorrow. So yeah, it's been a good couple of days for reading for me, which is really great. So that's all I think I have for this clip. I'll probably check in with you guys for the last day of the vlog and the last day of the month when I get home from work tomorrow. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys then. Hi guys, it is currently 5:30 on Wednesday, the 28th of February. This will be the last clip for this particular vlog, as it's the last day of the month. I've actually made, once again, some pretty good reading progress. I'm really happy that things have picked up in this last couple of days because, as you'll know if you've been watching these vlogs, February has been a bit of a shit of a month in terms of reading particularly, so I'm glad that things are really picking up now. So last night I ended up finishing Scandal, which I didn't expect to do. So I finished Scandal by Carolyn Jewell, and this is the historical Regency romance that I was reading, and I did really enjoy it. It was definitely well written and all of those types of things. I did have some minor kind of issues with it. There were some parts of it that I thought were underdeveloped and some questions that I had at the end that were left unanswered. But overall it was a pretty strong book and I did quite enjoy it, and in the end I gave that 3.5 stars. I then today was listening to a new audiobook. I haven't completed that yet, but I am 63% of the way through that, and that is The Marriage Pact by Michelle Richmond. So this is a psychological thriller that is about this couple named Alice and Jake who have recently gotten married, and they receive a wedding gift, which is to enter into this group or club type of thing that is called The Pact, and it is this group that's all about marriage and having a healthy, happy marriage and how to keep your marriage healthy. And so they accept and they enter into this group, and it kind of goes on from there. And, you know, maybe everything's not as it seems with this particular group, and I'm really enjoying it. It's actually really good so far. I'm really excited to see where it goes, and I hope that it's got as strong an ending as it has done beginning, because I'm really, really enjoying that. And I, in physical copy, started today Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han. I'm really excited because I want to know how this all finishes up. So I'm currently on page 101. So I'm pretty happy with that. I managed to get 100 pages of this read today. So I, again, obviously won't finish this in February because I've got soccer training tonight, which I'm really unenthused about because I'm just having, I feel very unmotivated at the moment, but I've only got 3 training sessions left before the season's supposed to start, and I'm already not going to be able to make next week's session. So I really have to push myself to go tonight, even though I really don't want to. So I'll only probably get another maybe 50 pages of this read before I go to bed tonight. And that's about it. So like I said, I'm really happy that my reading is starting to pick up, because I'm hoping that that means that I'm going to have a much stronger reading month for March than I've had in February. But I think that's all I've got to say for this particular clip. There will definitely be an outro, so I'll see you guys in the outro. So that was it for my last reading vlog for the month of February. I would love to chat in the comments down below how your guys' reading month has been going or has gone. I will definitely see you guys soon with my wrap up for February with all of my stats and everything, but that is all I have for this particular video. So please like the video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel, but as I said, that's all I've got for this video today. Bye guys.